Alright, I'm here today to do a quick review of the Yiynova MSPU19 Plus on-screen digitizer. Real quick, I just want to show you the box that it came in. I'm not going to do an unboxing because I find those really freaking annoying. Here's all the paperwork that comes with it. It also comes with a CD with drivers loaded on it. You can choose to use those or the ones on the website. Heard a lot of people say the website ones are better. However, I had no problem myself with the drivers that were on the CD, so I recommend either one, honestly. Alright, here it is, the tablet. Got the ISO there. Real quick, just going to show you the size of it compared to a small Intuos 5. This is my old, it's going to slide a bit because it's made of glass. This is my old Intuos 5 here. Go ahead and drop the ISO here. That's how farther it'll go. My apologies. Go ahead and shine the light on there a bit. There you go. That's a little bit better. That is the size comparison. The total size of the MSPU19 is obviously 19 inches. So that's that real quick. Also, real fast, I'll turn down the turn this back away because it's pretty reflective on the surface there. Alrighty, that is the tablet there. Real quick, I'll show you the buttons on the side here. There are a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 buttons. I don't currently use the buttons because they kind of lag a bit when you do use it. They're clicky and they are on the back. I originally thought that they were touch, so I was a bit disappointed, but that was my own fault. Alright, real quick, the pen. Let me show you the pen here. That is the pen. It is battery powered. It does have clicky buttons on it. Go ahead and just set it real quick so that when I show it to you, I would show you the battery inside, but I can't get mine unscrewed for whatever reason. It does feel a little plasticky when you shake it. However, the pen is sturdy enough. There's a size comparison to a mouse. There you go. And you do have to have a USB thing plugged in for this, but that is attached to the cable of the Yiynova monitor. So you just go ahead and hook that in and it works fine. But if you don't have that plugged in, it will not work. Real quick about the nibs. I'm going to go ahead and get my nibs out here. It comes with 2 nibs. 2 nibs. Right here. They're quite small. Go ahead and focus in on those real quick. The light is being extremely annoying. My apologies. There you go. Those are the nibs. Comparison to the pen nib right there. And now what I did find that I do want to tell people is that if you you can make your own nibs. This one here, for example, is one that I kind of rigged from the Wacom set of nibs over there that I still have. It's a felt one that I trimmed up. I don't use it though because I found that it might be a little more abrasive on the surface. However, you can probably use any kind of material to do this, as long as you can trim it to fit. As you can see, they have smaller ends on them. Okay? Okay. Alright, now this is my setup real quick. Whenever I get my VGA to USB converter, I will be hooking it up to that computer. At the moment, I have a laptop over there that I haven't hooked up to. So I'm going to be showing you how it works on that today. Alright, going to put this over on the monitor. Or stand, sorry. Okay. Let's see, get that adjusted so the reflection is down a bit. My boyfriend has a nice polarized lens on this, so that does help a lot. Alright, let's see what it looks like. Turn on. Yeah, real quick. There are 5 buttons on the side here, a power manual up and down for navigating, and a auto at the bottom. I won't show you what those do since I have pretty limited record time on this, so I'm going to turn it on and just show you what it does real quick. There you go. Nice. It took away the refresh rate. That's great. Okay, move it a bit closer so you can actually see what I'm doing here. Let's adjust this down here. Alright, turn it around. Okay. Alright, let me get this adjusted here so I can actually see what I'm doing. Alright. Real quick. Just going to show you the program. It's very responsive. Quick thing about the pen. If it usually is really responsive at picking up if you go away from it for a little bit. However, if you let the pen sit for a couple minutes or so and then try to draw back on it, it will take a few nanoseconds for it to reconnect, because the tablet will shut off the power, the connection to the pen, just so that it can save a little battery. Let's see if I have this. There we go. Alright. You can't see it too much on this camera since they have the polarized lens on, but it is highly reflective as long as you don't have a light, like this for example, shining directly on it. Usually it's fine. Just don't have a light shining on it or be close to any extremely bright windows. Other than that, the reflected surface does not bother me. Adjusting the VESA stand, which is back here, can usually fix those kind of problems. You just pull a lever that's on the back and you can move it to any position you want. Up, down, flat. I kind of like it right here. Or, yeah, there we go. I kind of like it at this angle. It's nice because I can kind of hover over it and do what I want without my hand getting stressed, because my wrist will be straight. Because if you're going to draw with it facing upward like this, it's going to give you some trouble with your hand eventually, because you're going to have your wrist bent the entire time you're drawing. So I just recommend drawing on it like this, but you can draw on it any way you want, honestly. Okay, real quick, programs that I use with it are going to be Photoshop and SAI. However, I do mostly use SAI, so I'm going to show you that real quick. Let me open a thing here. Let me go ahead and adjust the ISO so you can see what I'm doing here. There you go. Might see the refresh rate a tiny bit. Let me go ahead and adjust that a little. You're going to see the refresh rate since this polarized lens only gets rid of it if it's the ISO is turned up pretty high. So let's go ahead and show you real quick the how well it draws. This is a just like a standard brush here, and as you can see, it's it works extremely well. Response time I've heard is much better than even Wacom. It's a little it's much better. I've heard some people say that they don't like the glass surface, but I honestly love it. I think it's great. So let's go ahead and open a new document here, and we're going to try out my painting brushes. This is my large painting brush. I did have to adjust my brushes a little bit to better compensate for the difference, but I mean it works great. It blends well, does really well. I use it for painting. If you want to check out my work, go ahead and just go to my website, mirrordies.deviantart.com. That's where I keep all my stuff. And yeah, that's the painting on it. And then I have a small lining brush, and I get extremely fine lines with that. You're not going to be able to see them too well on the camera, however, I can vouch that the lines on this are extremely small. And my work has very small lines, so you can guarantee that this thing actually works pretty well. Okay, works great in SAI. Had no problems setting it up whatsoever. Had no troubles with the drivers. As I said, I installed them from the disk. I've heard a few people say that those drivers are troublesome. I had no issues with them. I will say whether they're good for my other computer as well, for Windows 8.1. I'm currently running just 8 on this computer, which is the laptop. So I'll tell you how that works on 8.1 as well whenever I get that going. I'm going to start up Photoshop here. Haven't used it too much in this, but I do know that it works. I'm not a very avid Photoshop user as far as art goes. I just use it for editing photos, and as well as editing the colors on any art that I do. Alright, you can see it works. Let me get a brush that actually has pressure on it. There we go. Yeah, works great. I do notice that if I press super duper light, it's not working right now. However, like I did with SAI, you're just gonna have to adjust your settings in Photoshop, because usually for this the only thing I complain about with the drivers for this is it's not very customizable. You have either you get soft or hard, and that doesn't really control it that much. So I have it set all the way up so that it's the softest. And then what you're just gonna want to do is just edit your brushes in Photoshop or SAI or your chosen your program of choice, so that you can actually get the lines that are extremely small. I noticed that what I did for mine was I had to change the smoothing PRS in SAI, as well as just fiddle around with some of the other settings to actually get it to be as responsive as it is in SAI. Okay. Alright, sorry I got cut off. I ran out of room on my card there. Alright, like I was saying, you just have to kind of mess around in the two programs to try to get them to work properly with it. If anybody wants, I can give them a screenshot of my SAI settings so that they know exactly what they need to set it to. Now I'm going to illustrate the that lag that comes with the buttons over here on the side. Actually, my buttons aren't working, so there you go. They're not very good. I don't like the buttons. However, the U Plus is the only one that Panda City now sells, so you're going to get the buttons regardless. There's no option without them anymore. There used to be just the regular U that didn't have the buttons, but they don't sell that anymore, so you just have to deal with the useless buttons. I'll have to report on how they work on the other computer. It might just because this laptop is a little slow, so if I have a little bit more on the other computer, it might work a little bit better. So we're just going to have to see about that. But it works pretty okay as far as things go. I think what else I can show you here. One thing I did notice about this tablet, however, is that it gets kind of warm right around here, and I don't really think that's going to be an issue. It gets kind of hot, not hot enough to bother me, but it does worry me a little bit. I wonder if I left it on for a very long period of time, let's say 16 hours or so, like if it would overheat or something. I don't really think it would, but I'm gonna see one day about leaving it on for a really long period of time and see if that actually affects it at all. Don't know if I mentioned it. Let me go ahead and take the off the stand, and I'll show you some other quick things about the tablet real quick. There we go. Turn that around there for us. It doesn't have a very good viewing angle. And you can see as I go down here, it kind of starts to look kind of strange. But, I mean, you're not going to be leaning that far anyway. So, good thing. I did find that it is comfortable to actually sit in a lap somewhere as well, like on a bed or something. I didn't find that to be a problem. The cords are very sturdy, however, I will warn you that if you're going to do that, be very careful. I don't know how sturdy the cables are, and I haven't found any reviews saying about the cables. All I know is that the cable is not replaceable, and you will have to send it to Yiynova to get it fixed. So just be careful with it. To try not to damage that cord, I have it sitting outright straight from it, and so that it doesn't harm it at all. Whenever I get it hooked up to this, I will just have it go straight back there. So that should not be a problem for me. I don't think I will be drawing with it in my lap too often, because it works great just as it is. Let me go ahead and show you the Vesta stand real quick, even though I only kind of just showed you directly what it does. So let me put this somewhere where you can actually see. There we go. That works. There's a little lever right back here in the back. Let me get it. You pull it, you pull it and you go up. And there's many different locking positions you can go for there. And you can go all the way up. That's all the farther it goes. It sits straight up. I don't know if you can see that. Let me go ahead and check real quick. Oh, okay, camera fell over. But yeah, it sits straight up. Stand is made of a nice heavy material, nice metal. Rubber stops here so that it doesn't slide around when you got it sitting up. Also, you can remove this, and if you want to get one of those wall-mounted arms, I think I'll eventually do that so that it's not in my way all the time, my workspace. You can mount it to the wall, and then you can mount it to this, and you just kind of move it around. That even allows you the luxury of being able to turn the tablet kind of like an easel, sort of, kind of like how the Cintiq the Cintiqs are able to spin. I heard people say, oh, well, this doesn't spin. Well, you can buy any kind of wall mount you want that will make it spin. So, I mean, you can still spin it. I honestly don't need that. I use size rotate feature for that, so that's not a problem for me. Lever's right here, as you can see. Pull it, lay it down. This is all the farther it goes down. I prefer this kinda, but my optimal one is gonna be like right here. That way that when I'm sitting, leaning back a little bit, it's not at a viewing angle that I can't see anything. So that's pretty nice right there. Go down, kind of makes a noise when it gets down there a little bit lower, but that's not a big problem really. What else can I say about? Let me pick this up here and get it switched back around. Okay. Alright, oh, Wacom pen fill. Oh yeah, I'll show you the difference between the pens there real quick too. There are the hookups. It's the VGA and one USB and a power cord that's plugged down there in the power. So definitely make sure you have these available. Like I said, I have to buy a VGA to USB converter for this computer because it doesn't actually have a VGA on it. So I'm a little nervous to see how that works for that. Let me get my Wacom real quick, my pen. Okay, here are the two pens side by side. You will notice about my Wacom pen that I do have a grip on it. That is not standard. Does not come with most of them. I got that because I have tennis elbow issues, so I am really heavily missing the grip that I could put on that because I can't transfer it to that. But I imagine that I could easily take out the buttons of that and get a pen grip for it as well. However, I've been using the buttons on the pen quite a lot for painting and whatnot, so I can't see a reason to switch to actually add that on there. So the buttons do work pretty well, but I did notice that occasionally it can be kind of finicky with the SAI. It doesn't always assign them whenever I add shortcuts to it. So I'm not sure if that's just SAI being weird, because sometimes that happens too, or if it's just the buttons on the pen. You just have to mess around with that and figure that out. It doesn't have an eraser, but I mean, I don't know many artists that actually use the eraser on the end of the pens. I never have. That eraser has never gotten any use out of me. So, that's not a deal breaker for me, definitely. Anyway, yeah. This is the Yiynova, and I'm extremely happy to own it. I will recommend it to just about any artist that I see that is looking for a cheap tablet, a cheap on-screen tablet. One last thing about it, you're not going to be able to probably see it on here, but the screen, someone described it to me as so sharp that it kind of creates a sort of anti-alias, I can't remember how to pronounce that, anti-alias effect. Let me see if I can get it to kind of see here. Turn down the ISO a bit. Okay. It's being weird. There we go. Whoa. Okay, that's not working too well. You can definitely see the refresh rate on that. You're not going to be able to see it. I do apologize. Oh, wait, there you go. Notice the slight jagginess of the lines. It's the fact that someone described it as being so quality that the lines are super sharp. I'm not sure if that's it, because a quality screen to me is one that doesn't have those lines, doesn't have the jaggedness. But again, I could be wrong. I mean, I've seen a lot of quality TV screens that have the same thing. So this was a huge worry for me at first when I first started drawing on the thing. But I noticed that after about an hour of drawing on it, I actually no longer noticed the lines. They were not a problem for me anymore, even though originally it had been a worry of mine. So I learned that that was not an issue for me, and I don't think it would be an issue for anyone else for the price of it. The colors on it are apparently far more superior in comparison to the Cintiq. Don't know if I could show you anything colorful real quick because the camera is going to make it look stupid either way. Excuse me. But either way, it's let me see if I can go ahead and, sorry, my camera works a little shoddy today. I'm kind of, yeah, you can see it's kind of weird viewing angle when you lean back this far. Let me see if I can open up something colorful here. My colorful button there. And try to show that to you. Let's see here, colorful thing. See if I can find some colorful art of mine. Okay, here we go. This is a salmon. Did not paint this with this, however, there we go. Colors are extremely vibrant on it. They're going to look a little bit lower on this because obviously I'm using a camera, so it's not going to look as great. But I mean, the colors are great. They're very vibrant. You can also adjust the color temperature with those buttons on the side. One downfall I did find to this is that it doesn't really have any resolution settings on this in particular. I found that to be a little bit annoying, but I mean, what can you do? Alright, here's some. These are some pretty colorful things here that I've painted in the past. It's going to be a little washed out because actually I have this camera sort of turned down because the neutrality on it I have it kind of turned down a little bit, or the saturation, sorry, because this camera controls color a little strange. But as you can see, there's that. Yeah, focus in on that a little bit. Painted that for a customer a while ago, and looks great on this. So alright, that's the end of my extremely long review. I'm sorry that that took so long. I would recommend this to anyone. If you're interested in buying one, I would go to Amazon.com and look up the Yiynova MSPU19 Plus. Should be about $619 there, plus tax. I mean, not plus tax, plus shipping. Depending on what state you're in, it might have tax on it. I fortunately did not have to pay tax because I live in Colorado, so that was not a problem for me. But it arrived safely. Panda City also has excellent customer service. So if anything happens to it that isn't your fault, Panda City will honor you with a brand new version of this tablet. They will not simply fix the one that they've sent you. They will take it back and give you a new one. So that's really nice about that. Panda City also answers most questions that are emailed directly to them. So I do like that. Also, it was very well packed. It came in like these little sleeves inside of another box there. So that was pretty nice about it. But yeah, I mean, I'm extremely happy. I almost feel like this tablet's almost too good to be true. So I'll let you guys know what the wear and tear is on it in the coming future. But in the meantime, I would recommend this tablet to any artists that I know. And I hope my review of the MSPU19 Plus would be helpful to someone. Thank you for watching.